kids found out. It's really bad.
Found out.
One of them started.
They heard or they saw?
Probably the worst.
Two different type of find outs.
It's all bad. It's real bad. But it's over now. Am I ready?
Ready to go.
My balls is totally moving, new and improving. Not that we get back home. I've got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is Oh, you know what she is? Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. Yes, I am aware of that.
Hey everybody, thank you as always for joining us here for another week's episode of the Jason Ellis Show. This week, we got a special treat for you.
Bonus.
2 episodes. Enjoy this episode, then go to our Patreon where you can exclusively enjoy episode 2 of the week. Our guest is comedian Handren Seavey talking about his brand new special, 11 Years. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy this. Like and subscribe. But then when you're done, patreon.com/EllisMate. We got a whole other episode waiting, and free for everyone to enjoy.
And then after that, watch Handren's special on YouTube.
That was cool.
Yeah. Really? Because you're
cool.
really cool.
No.
Oh, yeah. I almost hate you. That's how cool you are. Like, I see you at the events, and I'm like, man, he's so much cooler than me.
No.
And then I know that you're a podcaster, and I'm like, you got hair. And you're hanging out with porn stuff. I like porn. I know I got porn friends, but my porn friends don't even really like me. I don't really have that many. I feel like I'm like old man creepy guy at this point now. Like people are like, man, easy on the old guy trying to hang out.
But you're one of them.
I don't think so. I'm more of a comedian, I believe, at this
No,
point.
I've seen.
Shut up. But yeah, you're really cool. And if you think I'm cool,
I think you're
then that's
really
pretty cool.
I've known who you are for probably 50 years.
That's because you're Canadian.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's not really your fault.
Viva la bam.
Oh yeah, when I ate a booger out of his nose.
Yeah.
Desperate times. But I was drinking and doing drugs back then, so eating a booger was like if you've got an 8-ball in your pocket, what's a booger? You know?
That's true.
That was probably like sustenance.
You know, I think I'm the only person in the world who's never tried cocaine.
Yeah.
Only one.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think everyone's done it.
Because you're a bit like of a
Crazy.
degenerate. Like you like.
I've done everything else.
Right. You're very like you're not in porn, right?
No, I'm not in porn. I wasn't blessed like you, Jason Ellis.
But you get, dude. But you get. I mean, you know what? At this point, it is true. I get flat. Security hits me up for anomalies, so I'm not ducking it anymore. It's true. I've just put a piece of metal in my foreskin every time I go through customs. Beep beep. Oh man, it's a huge.
God damn this anomaly.
Yeah.
The blessing and the curse.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I actually put a cucumber. I was wearing a Speedo to a Halloween party.
Yeah.
And I put like a baby cucumber just to like fake having a bigger
gherkin?
pecker. Yeah,
Yeah.
a gherkin.
Like a Persian?
And
Eh?
yeah, it was a Persian gherkin.
Yeah.
Wait, what's a Persian gherkin? And what's the
So-
difference between that one and a regular gherkin?
It looks like a penis more.
Nah.
A gherkin's like the one that you'd stick a toothpick through and put on a tiny little finger sandwich. A Persian is at least like 3.5, 4 inches.
All right.
It'd be a respectable
So imagine that.
shaft.
I had to pretend I had a 4-inch penis. Or
Wait,
3.5.
do you really have that small of a penis?
No, it's not that bad.
I was going to say, that's going to be a bummer because you're like hanging out with all these adult entertainers. Your girlfriend's hot as hell as well.
So hot.
That'd be weird to not have like at least just a regular penis.
Personality guy.
Yeah, but you've got a yeah,
Admit it, you've got a regular penis.
Yeah.
I've got a regular the most regular.
You know, if you
Ever.
Google it,
Stop
Michael,
bragging.
Canadians' penises are bigger than Americans on an average.
You know what? All my friends had.
Did you know that?
I believe it.
I mean, this was back when I had a show that you probably heard and think that I'm cool for that. We did it on there where it was like Canadians have roughly a little bit bigger penis than Americans. I remember that.
I think my parents had me on a vacation in the U.S.
Oh,
if that's the case.
So you have a stock American.
I have an average American.
Right, and you're a Canadian that's very successful in America. You live here. You have a green card, all that stuff.
I'm getting it in a month.
So you don't even have a green card?
No, I'm on the 6-month bullshit thing.
Oh, wow.
Extension as you apply bullshit thing.
Wow.
My girl, I told my girl,
do you get nervous when you're going through customs and stuff? Because I
want to kill myself every time.
Right? Because I remember those days where I was an athlete visa for being a pro skateboarder, and it was still legal, but because it was an athlete visa, customs felt... and I know because I'm young as well, dressed like a skateboarder, and skateboarding back then probably looked more like a drug dealer than a skateboarder. So they would always harass me and say... More than one time, you're like, I'm going to let you in for this amount of time. And I'm like, but I'm not going to say it, but there's a visa in my passport that says how long I'll be here. You can't tell me that I can be here for 2 weeks. With I have a green card, a permanent work visa. So that's like...
Don't you love those guys at the border? They're just awesome.
Yes.
They let me through.
Well, the last time I just left Canada, I went to Calgary, and when I went through, I still can't shake the nerves, even though I'm completely legal, legitimate as hell. But when I went through the customs thing, and I'm like, oh, the cop, this is the bit with the American police officer goes, so what is it that you do in my country? And I'm like, dude, like, harsh. Yeah. Like, it's mine too. Like, I got kids here, dude, and I've probably been here longer than you now because I'm old. I've been here for 30, 40 years.
Yeah, I got some anchor babies. Have some respect.
Yeah. that was not what they were.
People say they're racist at the border. I think they're like closest, if
you
will.
Yeah, because he wasn't doing it because I was black. He was doing it because I wasn't from here.
You dress like a bum. Or something in their eyes.
I thought about wearing a suit. But
you're good with
it's just so uncomfortable in a plane.
They're like tattoo.
You might be a little too far gone for suits at this point.
Right.
If you wear a suit,
it
looks like you just got a promotion at the
I
company.
look like I'm a Russian mobster, yeah. The guy
middle class dad you're going through.
The guy asked me about podcasting and comedy and writing books, and was to the point where I was like, well, okay, I'm going to get on my plane. And he's like, oh, yeah. Enjoy your day. But it was like a long conversation that didn't involve anything about me being suspicious. It was a long conversation about what a great life I must be living. And boy, would I like to be what you're being. And I was like, yeah, you should check it out. Seems like you're pretty bolted in right now, though,
You're safe in your little cubicle.
Yeah.
You get
but I'm just saying, he liked me. We had a great interaction, and then I left, and I'm like, did I just have a stress-free great conversation? I'm like, maybe it's the wrinkles.
You must have been dressed like a dad or like a middle class.
I still have a sweat. I had skates.
There's a special place in hell for security at clubs. And
I know that your show is doing really well, the Pillow Talk, and you've probably got a lot of sponsors, right? A lot of reads.
Yeah.
You monetize your business, yeah?
Yeah.
How's that?
It's going, you know what? It's going really well.
Oh man, that must feel good. Because we don't make any money. We've been demonetized because we're so offensive.
Oh, I make nothing on YouTube.
Right?
YouTube hates me. Yeah. TikTok hates me. I get my accounts deleted every 10 minutes.
Yeah, I got something happened on TikTok where everything I post now is gone.
Oh.
Like I used to get 1 million likes, and now I get 3,000. I'm like, wait, Seth Rogen is 3,000 likes? What did I do?
Yeah. So they released this, and it's proven facts, and I have someone on the inside that vouched. They have buttons, as you would imagine, to go, we don't love him right now. You're playing with your kids doing do-it-yourself Legos? Let's give them 10 billion views. And they actually have these buttons, and sometimes they forget about you down there, and that's a fact. And they go, oh, yeah, him. Yeah, he's been nice. They do that. That's a fact at TikTok.
So what should I do, Ryan?
You should harass them by email. So there's like 7, 8 help emails, and be like, listen, I know we didn't get along earlier. Yeah. Crawling back to an ex type vibes. Maybe write a letter.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But for business, I'll do it.
No, you have to. You have to. And say, listen, I'm very sorry, and is this content okay? And just kiss up to them. They probably won't answer you, but it'll get put on someone's desk, and they'll go, he's been a sweet boy. And they'll move your button.
Because I really have.
Yeah.
Like on TikTok, I know what's going on there. Even though I do see videos of people being like fully like switched off with like bricks and people like jumping on a guy and stomping on his head.
Right?
And I'm like, wait, what was it that I did?
I said the word cum, and now we're done for 3 months.
Wow. See, I would. Wow.
You know what I mean?
I know. I now know why I'm.
The word.
You can't say.
There's all these words that'll trigger them.
I heard
Quick,
somebody
say some other words we can't say.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that because I was just about to say, I heard that this other podcast got flagged for this word and this word. I was really going to do that.
Let's do a whole show on this. This is
right.
great.
That's what we did yesterday.
I know.
Let's just set it on fire.
It's not a
dude.
podcast. It's just 3 dudes hanging out under a lot of lights.
Oh,
That's what's going on here.
I'll keep it. But I make no money from monetization because of that. So sponsors, we love our sponsors.
right.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get.
Yeah.
We-
You know how obviously it's expensive to put on a podcast. So for a year and a half, I was just paying out of pocket.
That's okay. That makes me feel better because Tony and I have only paid for the last 2 years of podcasting.
Like you're paying for it for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
The most expensive thing ever. Everyone
Yeah.
wants one until they're like, oh.
It's a little, I don't want to do that, but I mean, Tony's like, oh man, it's like,
It's
costing
so
us money. And I'm like, yeah, you've got money.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's costing me the same. And I'm like, I don't have much more time before I'm like,
You got to call X Games up.
I'm tapped. They called me.
Yep.
I can't believe that.
So was a big fan of you from Viva La Bam and then started watching.
Wait, I was only on there like 2 times.
No, more
dude.
than that. More than that.
Really?
Yeah. A few episodes.
Okay.
And that's where like, oh, Jason Ellis is cool. And then we started playing Tony Hawk and you were in one of the games.
Yeah, American Wasteland.
American
yeah,
Wasteland.
yeah.
So.
Where you had the hidden character. Yeah, dude.
You know?
You and like 3 other people.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then that's how we know Jason Ellis. You've been all over the place. I grew up a skater.
yeah.
I still kind of dress like a skater.
yeah.
I was never very good. It wasn't like you.
Yeah.
But skater kids look up to their skater boys. Like Bam,
Yeah.
Bam's my guy.
Right. Still.
No.
Right. I was going to say, you got a little.
Oh. But, you know.
Get sober, dude. Like,
Oh.
I was your friend. I loved you. And you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got all these opportunities that all of us would kill for. And you're just going to, you know what I mean, eat a burger and do a bunch of drugs. You're so stupid, you know?
You should have been in that last Jackass.
Come over here and we'll go to the gym. And actually, no, forget about that. That was a bad idea.
It's hard. It's hard.
I can barely take care of myself. Don't do it.
It's hard for me to understand. Like, I've never had that level of addiction issues, but I can remember times where I'm like, man, I don't totally remember everything that happened at the end of the night last night. That's happened like a couple times this month. Am I an alcoholic? Like,
Yeah.
once you've been on TMZ like 4 times in a month for the most extreme behavior ever, I feel like in a weird sort of way it should make it easier to at least accept that yes, this is most definitely when the comment section is unanimous.
Well, what about just when you see a video of you like ballistic
Yeah.
and then you're not intoxicated, hopefully just for a few seconds, but when you wake up
Right.
and you see that video with a coherent brain or half coherent, you go, whoa, wow, dude, I was flipping out right there. That's not a good look. But that's probably someone else's fault.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the only way you can jump to it and still reach for a beer.
You know, I looked at
can't-
my Instagram story after a night out. We all do this. And, oh my God. Just from singing. I'm an idiot. I'm never drinking again. This guy's got bad stuff out there.
You're not a great singer like me.
You're the best singer. I didn't know you
I
could
am
sing.
one of the great. There's a lot of stuff that I can do.
I can sing in the same key as Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
Why would you?
All of them at
So
the
you
same
can't.
time?
So you can't sing. But they can't sing.
They can sing.
They cannot sing.
Under the Bridge is a very good song.
That is auto-tune.
I would love to hear your rendition.
All right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
No, there's just one part that I can sound like a.
You use this mic. It's better.
Okay.
That's what he uses.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on. That's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, it's like he's here.
Oh
Right?
my god.
Is that not incredible?
You should just go ahead and take your pants off and stick a sock on.
That
It's the
fuck,
only key I can sing in.
You are in Ketis.
that scared me.
Thank you.
Don't ever do that again.
Hey,
Pick another tune next time.
Ryan Pownall from the Pillow Talk podcast. Do you introduce your guests every time? Because our listeners keep telling us we need to do it every time, but we're like, duh, you can just read the title.
I do. I go in raw dog. I don't prep much.
Yeah.
But I
neither.
prep my intro. That's
Oh,
the
you
only
do?
thing. Yeah, I always try to give like a really I hype them up as if they're Jesus every episode.
All right, this guy walks on water. He doesn't have sex with porn stars, but they have sex with each other on his show.
Yeah.
And he has tons of sponsors, and everybody pays him.
Here's why I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I'm the luckiest guy
You
in
know
the
what
world.
it is? I watch your show. It's because you love it.
Yeah.
And you're very excited about it when it starts, and that's half the battle. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm like, hey, welcome to I Could Give a Shit, then why are you watching when I don't want to be here?
You're right. I
I can tell. You're like, yeah. And also, though, if I had your booking people and it was like, so-and-so's coming in, she's going to get upside down, take her pants off, I would also be a little bit jumpy.
No, I'm
on the
also
chair.
lucky because that porn stars love podcasts because they don't really get to talk much and get their story out. So they love to do any podcast. It's easy to book porn stars for podcasts. So
Yeah, I know. My fans are changing, but for the SiriusXM people, they hate that.
the porn thing.
Yep. Like, it got to the point where I also think that people get stuck in a little rut of like bitching about the same thing without even really measuring it
Right.
in any way. Like, it's like, oh, another porn star. And I'm like, well, no. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be the first to admit when it's a bad one. But, like, Arabelle the other day, I think was a really good interview. She's a very smart lady with a lot of cool stories. I think she was one of the better interviews I've had, regardless of what kind of talent you have outside of the podcast.
And aren't they the nicest people in the world?
Yes.
Yo, the nicest.
You know, but I've also had ones where it's like, oh, God. You know what I mean? And I think some of those ones...
Yeah.
The hardcore listener is like, dude, enough of like somebody that comes in and talk about sucking dick, because some girls think that they think that we only want to hear the fantasy,
Right.
Like, they don't realize that my show is, I want to hear the reality.
Yeah.
Like, what is the real, like, I know it's bad, but what's the story that like really freaked you out and was one of the worst things you've ever done? Because I feel like the people need to understand the streets,
Right.
Like, you think you just like and action, and
It's the TED Talk.
everybody I hook up with is super sexy and it's always fun.
Yeah,
Like,
no, they have bad days.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I'm still new and I don't get a lot of people to work with because I'm older and stuff. But so I don't think I've ever had one where I'm like, oh God, absolutely not. Because I've kind of
No, they would all do. If you DM them, they'd all do your show.
that's not true. Oh yeah, the show maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bang them on.
Oh, you
camera.
want to have sexual intercourse with them? See, that's the
I
one
want to make
thing.
my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans makes money.
They would do that then.
Yeah.
But that's my biggest pet peeve with what I do is all my loser friends, and I say loser friends, are all, oh, I want to come to that episode. I want to see if I can fuck her.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
What, you think they just people
Yeah.
at podcasts are friends?
You mean they have?
That's
sex?
what everyone
You
thinks
just have
of these-
sex with them.
Yeah, they-
instead of using that word again.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. You're only up to like 29.
I'm sorry. But people have the stigma because they're sex workers that they can just have sex with them. And it's like, hey, if anything,
not
they
only
have less
they actually want to
outside-
have less sex with people because
Exactly.
they just had sex for work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to slot in one where it's just a free one with no camera, like. I could tell, like, if I have a lot of work, like if I'm seeing somebody shooting and then I'm seeing somebody shooting, when I get home, do I want to have sex? Probably not.
If you build bridges all day, you gonna
Yeah.
go home and build a bridge?
There you
Right,
go.
I don't know what your buddy does for a living, but like if you work at In-N-Out all day, you don't ask that guy to make you a burger when
No,
he gets home.
you ask
Right.
him to have sex.
Quite a bit
Yeah, you
easier.
make him a burger because
Yeah.
he's been making everybody else burgers.
He
right.
he wants the sex.
That's right.
That's right.
That's,
And he
but
probably doesn't get much if he works in In-N-Out.
I still feel a bit awkward about the DMs to some of the talent.
What is
Just asking him like, hey, like, I just got tested. I'm like, oh God, like
Mm.
it's like in Fight Club where the lady that's got cancer and she's like, I've got pornographic films and videos, and starts eating the microphone because nobody will have sex with her.
I think
I
the
would have sex
success
with it.
of why the show works is I made a rule with myself: never hit on a guest, never
Yeah.
try anything, never even
They
flirt.
respect you more for that.
100%.
Because it's so predictable.
People have this
It's
idea.
so hard not to.
Oh, they all
You're
want-
talking to somebody, she's really hot, and she's like, I like this position. And I'm like, my dick's like, do it, dude, say it. And I'm like, what? Say what?
I take like a reverse Cialis before every episode.
Yeah, that's
I look at her
smart.
and I go, she's a friend, she's a guest, she's a friend.
Has that ever failed?
Well, here's the thing. I have made the sweet love to porn stars.
Yes.
But never once on
Not
the
a
show.
show guest.
Exactly. That's the rule.
What about after they were on the show and then you went to
No.
like an after party?
Never, never, never.
What about comedians that are like? What about like one of the hottest comedians
No.
in comedy? You never hooked up
If
with
ever
her?
I've worked with them, no flirting. That's my rule. 'Cause
Oh, I've seen you flirt with her.
I flirt.
So you just lied right there.
Well, after we're filming, I do it on the show for fun.
But I've seen you at a premiere recently where you were flirting with who I think is the most attractive comedian to ever live, and I was
Whitney
like,
Cummings?
Yeah, it looked like you could. I was like, you bastard. It's probably because you got hair, you know. I was adding you up. I was like, this son of a bitch.
You know what? I'm so
She
mad
looks
about.
like she likes you.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Her episode comes out Tuesday, and I have to admit, she's beautiful and successful. She's funnier than all of us. She's funny.
Well, she's supposed. How was that a surprise?
Because she's. I
I thought
didn't
you were
know
going to
she
say
was.
something else, like she
I
got bigger
didn't know she
balls
was.
than all of us. I
No,
was like,
she's
that's
successful. I
that's
thought
surprising.
she was the
you know?
first hot comic and very connected. Everyone loves her. Cool girl. But I didn't know
She
she was
writes all
so
the
funny.
She writes all the. She's written for like everybody. Like she's got so many jokes that she can fill everybody else's material
Yeah.
up with while
She's
she's
the funniest
stacking
guest
hers.
ever. She's so. And it's like, what are you bad at? And she
Probably bad in bed.
self-deprecates.
I'm just saying that because I don't think I'm ever going to.
You know who she's dating now? A super fan that stalked her for 3 years.
So you're saying?
So you're telling me I got a
have
chance.
Damn it, Michael! Son of a bitch!
You just gave so many creeps hope.
Yeah. So if you have a dream girl, stalk them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've never done that.
Yeah. It sounds,
you ever
It
stalked?
sounds. No, but it looks so fun.
Does it?
I think it'd be great.
Name the fun part.
Like, you ever seen the show You on Netflix, where he stalks the girl and he's a creepy guy? That looks like just like a fun pastime.
Break it down.
Yeah.
Kick your stock game.
You know, it's fun to be passionate about something.
Yeah. Okay. So far, yeah.
So now you're obsessed with a girl who would never talk to you.
That's not fun.
I've done that.
So have I. But
And
it's
now
not
you're
fun.
passionate.
I'm currently doing it.
You know, if you're not
Yeah, me
hurting
too.
them. It looks like it could be a fun, like, month of you know.
I mean, you get a lot of exercise, I guess.
You're going around, you're trying to figure them out, you're taking note. It just looks like you're interrogating something or investigating, criminals, but really it's the love of your life. It's
Ryan,
almost beautiful.
For those who don't know,
You're so full of shit.
what is your story? What is your creation myth? How do you go from being in Toronto to being where you are now?
Oh, I was a nightclub guy my whole life. Wasn't a good skater like Jason Ellis.
Yeah.
Had
The
to do the
nightclub
parts.
guys,
Yeah,
they get a lot of pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got more from that than anything.
From the
Just
the
promoting
nightclub
club,
life,
yeah.
right. You're a club promoter.
Well, I owned clubs. I had a festival, Palooza Beer Pong Festival. That was my main thing, actually.
Oh, dang.
Guinness World Record.
For what?
Huh? Huh?
Oh, because I've got one.
Yeah.
Hey.
The drop.
I do, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And yours is,
World's largest beer pong tournament.
oh, kind of the same.
Yeah.
Hey, they're both pointless.
Both formers, too. They took off all alcohol Guinness World Records. And now they told me to delete ever saying that again. And
Oh, what?
they email me once a month.
Well, mine's only...
Really?
Yeah. Delete that. It's not a record anymore. And I'm like, no, I have a record.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, if they told me my record's not a record anymore, I'd be like, too bad. Did you posted it already?
Yeah.
You got the video.
Yeah. I got
You
video.
You probably got a scroll or something.
They want me to delete all the press about it. I'm like, I didn't make the press.
No way.
Yeah. So
I
if you
mean-
Google it, it's there.
I just wish
And it's
mine
staying
was...
there, Guinness. I don't care how big your lawyer budget is. I'm not taking it down.
I just wish mine was worth bragging about, you know?
No, you're just to say you have one is like a cool thing to say at a bar.
I guess it's like, because Rob Dyrdek has one for like doing a bunch of stuff that's really stupid on a skateboard that no one could be bothered doing.
Right.
And he broke a bunch of records, and I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
But it was funny for the video, but as a record, it's dumb. Like when someone's like, I was in the Guinness Book of Records, it's like, what for? It's like, I walked on eggshells for 3 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're stupid.
Yeah, and they keep
nobody else
those
can
and
be
then
bothered
they
doing
delete
that.
mine.
Yeah.
Mine's cool. 4,000 people playing beer pong at the same time.
Mine was hard to do. Like, there was only like 2 people in the world at the time that could do it.
That's scary.
And one of them...
You could have died for sure, right?
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, it'd be pretty hard, but yeah.
No, if you like ate
If
it.
I really messed it up and mistimed it, sure.
Yeah.
Hit your head from...
Were you wearing a helmet? Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
But helmets are fake.
But it was a really bad setup. Like, they had a stunt coordinator who didn't understand anything about skateboarding or stunts, as far as I was concerned.
What did you do it for? What show was it?
Stunt Junkies.
Okay.
They put it on Stunt Junkies, and then the Guinness Book of Records was tied in with it somehow. And the only reason I got it is because they weren't going to pay Danny enough. And then Danny was like, I'm not doing that for 10 grand. You're out of your mind. And then they said, do you know anybody that would? And he was like, yeah. And then Danny called me and said, "Hey man, you want to jump off something and break my record for 10 grand?" And I was like, "Dude,
Oh, they
thank you."
paid you.
Yeah.
Because you know it's a corporation, Guinness World Records. You have to pay them to break a record. That's how it works.
Oh, I got paid 10 grand to do it.
So you have to, if you go on their site, you have to like submit to want to do a record, and then you have to pay them to send that email. I think it's $300.
Oh, okay.
And then for them to look at it, you have to pay them money. And then they say, okay, let's do this. You have to fly someone down from Guinness. You have to pay this, pay that, pay for your plaque.
A dude came.
It's a business.
A dude came and did the pencil thing under my wheels to make sure there was no strings attached. And I remember when we were watching it in a bar, and some of my skateboard friends were like, "He did not just do that. He ran a pencil underneath the wheel to show that there was no strings attached to it." I'm like, "What would that? How would?"
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
understand.
What?
But it was just like the pencil test of my skateboard was the funniest.
They must be big skaters.
He got flown in to like hit my skateboard with a pencil a couple times. Pretty sweet gig. But yeah, that was a good time. But it was also difficult. I didn't realize I was doing it and I was breaking a record. And then there were a few people there that were breaking a record that they'd already broken, and they were just doing it again for the show. And when I found that out, I was like, "Oh, man," because I broke Danny's record and it made it way harder. It was like 10 foot, so I made it to like 16. And 16 foot above a 20-foot high ramp, it was sketchy.
That's scary.
And it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, and I knew Danny was going to break it no matter what. But sweet. 10 grand.
Yeah. So I did the clubs and events and festivals
Yeah.
stuff in Canada forever. Then COVID happened. So I was actually on MTV Canada way back in the day for 6 months. They did cuts. They weren't making money. They booted me. I did YouTube. I did one YouTube video. I interviewed my grandfather about sex called Sex in the 50s. And that was my only good video. YouTube's tough. And then
What insights did you glean from talking about fucking?
He didn't eat ass, right?
but I went crazy, and this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When no
He's
one
successful and he says the F word.
I know. I don't know why I'm even self-censoring.
Hey,
at this
YouTube
point.
will never give us money, and that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah. Ryan Sickler was on the other day, and he was like, "You and Joey Diaz are so bad that it gets flagged before when it goes in the lineup."
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have meetings and stuff. They're like, do we like him? And there's a picture of you on the board. They go, no.
I'm just trying to get
And
everybody to
I'm on
love
that
each
board
other,
too.
man. I don't know why you're flagging me.
Right.
Like, I'm not a negative guy. I'm not like, we got to get
See, me, flag me. I'll take the flags.
where you're bad.
Oh, I'm bad.
What's your message that's negative?
No, I just mean for YouTube. It's just,
What do you do on YouTube that's bad though?
we'll talk about how, like, a girl's got triple anal.
Oh,
You know, they
is
don't-
that bad?
I guess for kids.
Oh yeah, no, man, yeah, yeah. Why are they watching you? They shouldn't be watching you.
I know. No, they don't.
Well, it's just that there's no electric fence around stuff.
That's
like
what it
I
is.
deleted my kid's YouTube app again today, but he'll get it back in a few days, and it's just like it's amazing how few skips and jumps it takes to get from like watching Lego videos of clone troopers to all of a sudden watching you talking about triple anal. And if you realize that that's the company's bread and butter, a lot of the things that they do make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't even done double. Triple seems crazy. I gotta try that.
Yeah, triple. Because it's a lot of, coordinating.
It's logistics.
Yeah.
You got to really be in sync, at the same motion. You almost need a guy like on a Dragon Boat going boom.
One
boom,
guy has to stay still.
Yeah.
That's always the case.
one
Even
on the
for double,
bottom.
one guy just stays still.
Yeah,
While
and-
the other one works something.
Triple anal.
Man, triple
Unbelievable.
seems like I don't know who it's harder for. Is one of the guys or her?
Probably her.
You sure?
You know what? The guys.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like to get on an angle where you're and like that kind of friction, it could be harsh.
The booty hole stretches significantly more than
Yeah.
the vagina.
Yeah, I know. I kicked somebody in it the other day.
What do you mean? Sorry.
I footed somebody, and my whole foot went in there.
You wore them like
Well, not my heel,
pair of Crocs.
Oh, you didn't get it in up to the...
dude. If you,
I don't know.
I have a size 11. If my foot is in you, how does it come out?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't think you get toe. You get
No,
toe.
okay, so you put most of your foot inside someone's rectum. Sure. The whole thing now, that's ridiculous.
Was it sexy or for fun?
I mean, for me, it was fun because I was like, wait, what?
It was like in an intimate moment though, or was it like?
No,
with
he
the-
said, "Do you want to come over and kick me?"
Oh, it was like the reason you went.
Yeah.
Oh, it was for OnlyFans.
No, but I ended up making an OnlyFans video.
So that's on the web?
Yeah, it'll be out when this comes out for sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Put a high
It's
ticket
just my
price
foot.
on.
Oh no, I think my dick's in it too. But whatever. It's still, it's amazing.
So you show the pecker.
I get like
Butt loved.
I do everything on there.
So you're a porn star.
Like just not a successful one, but yeah, enough to pay some rent.
You know what?
And that's why I'm trying to hustle. I got a nominated for an award at the Alt Porn Awards. It's like
No way.
So I was like,
for you.
I'm gonna go.
That's
and network
legit. You're a
and
porn
try
star.
to like, because I'm like I don't have that much longer to go of doing this, you know. So I'm like, I'm trying to be a comedian, and you know that ain't about to make any money anytime soon.
Oh, being funny is the hardest way to get paid. You know,
Yeah, I know,
Don't
right?
you
But
fuck-
that's all. I only
having
have,
a penis.
I'm
easy way
funny,
to get paid.
and I got dick tricks, and that, you know, I mean, I'm not that good at skateboarding anymore, but I still have those two.
No, OnlyFans, just that money is the best money in the world.
That's what I think.
It's insane.
You know, if I could double what I do now, I really wouldn't.
I had
I
a
don't
guest
care
on.
what anybody thinks. I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's like, I might get a vacation.
Yeah.
Do you know, I haven't had a vacation in like 5 years.
No,
like,
legit.
Just to go somewhere and like, how'd you afford that? I'm like, show my
Here,
butt.
let me show you someone. We can't say her name. She won't let me. But you won't believe this. This girl makes $1.6 million a month.
Was she on your show recently?
Yes, but let's not say who.
Okay, because I already know who it is.
Yes. Yes.
It's a,
Yes.
yeah.
1.6 million a month.
Yeah, that's, see what I mean? If that happens,
Isn't that
do you know
crazy?
how crazy this show becomes, Michael? If I make $1 million a month,
You could do it at the Playboy Mansion.
like this show is going. You'd be like,
You mean the Gay Boy Mansion?
I don't get it.
dude?
I don't get it.
What do you mean? I'm gay.
Oh, I thought you meant it's like owned by a bunch of gays now. But I know.
No, I'm
No,
gonna
I meant
buy-
he
know.
would buy it
Yeah.
and rebrand it.
Yeah.
No, I know that you came out by in 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, did you Google that? How did 2016?
That one was a Google. The rest of my
Man,
stuff
I'm
was
surprised you know, because I didn't know that. That's when I came out.
yeah.
Was it? Is that,
And it was right around when Todd met you. We talked about it today, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he was going to the other the building.
Yeah, the building.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's
And he
more
said
of
I
a-
was with him right around the time he came out, and he was so cool about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Toddy tickles.
Yeah, that Toddy Tickles does sound like a pretty sweet dude all of a sudden. I mean, I thought Brock Tickle was the man, but I think Toddy Tickles might outdo him.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
I did that YouTube video. It went crazy. My grandfather saying how he was having sex with my grandmother.
How was he doing it?
So he said, we didn't do orgies back then, but I loved the bush, and before I eat her out, I would spend time just eating the hairs out of her pubes. That's what we did back then.
What?
And there was this
Wait,
mount-
he would bite pubes out with his mouth?
yeah, it was different times.
No.
And he
no.
said there was like a mountain.
You're saying no, Michael, as in that's not true, or
I'm saying I believe that your grandfather said that.
Yeah.
And I'm even willing to believe maybe he did that.
They weren't trimming back then.
Yeah, I know, but I still don't think.
It was sexy to have a bush.
No, I understand that.
yeah, I feel like you're failing to you're failing to understand the bit that we think is not real, and that's the eating of pubes out of somebody's vagina.
Wife or otherwise.
I don't know if
Yeah.
he swallowed the pubes.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just plucking someone's vag in the middle of sex. I don't think 50s, 60s, 80s, nobody was doing that.
I don't think in the 2070s people are going to be doing that.
Yeah, I think we're trying to say your granddad's
I might try
tweaking
right now.
balls.
Was he in an old folks' home when you did the video? Did he go into one shortly thereafter?
Yes.
Is he a gummy shark?
He told me there was this mountain they would go to, and they would all have sex around each other, but never trade wives.
Was it Harry Bush Mountain?
yeah, the Harry Bush mountain.
And he would go up there and pluck them.
Yeah. So that video, when COVID happened, club stuff was done, and I was completely poor. I thought podcasts made money. As you know, it's the most expensive thing in the world. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start a sex podcast like I interviewed my grandfather with some cool people I know. And then it just kind of went into OnlyFans girls, and then Mia Malkova did it, legend. So we started with like one of the biggest ones ever. Then it just kind of became the porn podcast, and now it just kind of became the porn guy. But it was all by accident.
You've been on porn sets recently for charity?
What?
No, not for charity.
Oh, man.
Charity was the beer pong.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I got it as
Wait, the
I
beer
got it as
pong-
bang for BTS, which to me
Oh,
is
behind the scenes.
which is okay. I thought we were talking about K-pop here.
Okay. Yeah. No. So I got invited with Bang.com, the best porn company in the world.
Sounds like a good company.
They're great. And I went to do comedy
Bang.com.
behind the scenes content. So I went on 10 porn sets.
Oh,
Yeah.
You just got to interview everybody in between.
Yeah, before,
Cuts.
during, and then I was mic'd up and I would go like help direct, and it was
Yeah.
that was the coolest thing I've ever done.
You got to interview people during.
During and then after with the cum shot on their face, I would get in there like Joe Rogan and be like, "So tell me about that cum shot," you know?
Yeah.
Yes, it was the coolest thing I've ever
And
done.
where does that air? Where do you get to
Yeah,
watch
that's
that?
all. It's all on Bang.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's the weirdest, coolest thing ever. And
How many of those did you do?
I did 10, and now we're talking to do it more because it was just awesome. I
You had fun doing it.
loved it.
Did you get to pick the 10, or was it a variety of 10?
No,
or
but
did you
they were
say
nice.
whatever-
They did all the.
Every little bit of everything.
They did cool names.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first time I didn't know what to. Porn set is crazy.
Yeah.
For like a normal Canadian boy. You know.
You'd
Yeah.
never been?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about it.
Even before doing stuff, you'd been on some sets.
Yeah, one time I got to be the microphone guy. Remember I told you?
Holding the boom.
Yeah, the big boom mic,
That's cool.
and there was a lesbian scene, and one of the girls had hair extensions on her vagina hair.
Well, that's something my you got to eat
grandfather
that.
would have loved that.
I couldn't understand what was happening. I thought that it was actually her hair, and I was like, "Wait, you can make vagina hair grow like a head of hair?" Because it was like that long.
Wait, it went up. How?
She would like rub it and like pull it so it would like stick up like a mohawk.
Oh, I didn't know it went that long.
Well, I think it was extensions. There's no way it was real. It was no way. There's no way it was real. It was this long. At one point, I was looking at it, trying to understand how it's real, and then someone's like going, tss, tss, and I'm like, what? And I'm dropping the boom into the into the scene because my face is. I'm like, wait, and then I saw the connection of the real hair to the fake hair.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay.
Okay, so it's extension.
Yeah.
Because does pubic hair just keep growing?
No.
It stops. But why would it stop? Because how does the
Because your chest hair stops.
Does your arm hair keep growing?
See?
But why? How does the skin know how long it is? They're not even talking.
Here's what I
Nature,
think.
bro.
Here's what I think, and this is someone's argued already. It's really educated. It was like, no, that's not true. You're stupid. But here, check it out. I believe that depending on where you live and what kind of skin you have, your body will push out hair. Like for me,
100%.
My hair
We're
is
animals.
longer. My body hair is longer because my hair is see through and it doesn't block the sun. So my body's like, we need to juice you out, make your hair longer to reflect, so your skin doesn't burn and you get skin cancer.
That's why brown people have long hair.
And that's why a lot of
That
brown
makes
people
sense.
aren't hairy, because they don't need to be, because they've got the pigmentation to fight the sun. That's why pasty people, like Russian dudes,
Right.
They have hairy backs. You know why they have hairy backs?
They need it.
Because they
Survival
get otherwise,
mechanism.
yeah. Because if they were out in the
That
wilderness,
makes sense.
Thank you.
They can probably grow winter coats.
I
as
believe
well.
that.
That's why when you have the bald spot in the back of your head,
Yeah, what is that?
God hates you and he wants you to die. Because the sun is going to burn your brain. You're going to die soon. But if you go bald in the front, that's because you were born to fight.
How bald are you?
Pretty bald at this point.
Like, what's the bald level?
I think that I was, you said it was just thin here in the front, and I was like, I will never be seen with any kind of
That's
visible.
what you need. That's what people should
So
do.
I just picked it straight away. But since I started doing testosterone replacement, I've grown it out a couple of times, and it is pretty bald.
You seen the guys tattooing fake hair on their head?
Yeah. I mean, this is what I did, but it's like I didn't make...
No, that's cool.
I know, but it was still like the purpose of it was...
And you did that.
I don't like having a whole skin head. It was like I got room for another face on my head. You probably noticed there are strange tall boys of beer in the bottled water section of your local stores. Well, it's not beer. It's actually a healthy beverage brand called Liquid Death.
They've got mountain water, they got sparkling water, they got flavored sparkling water, and they have delicious iced teas as well.
Why are they called Liquid Death? Well, because their tall boys will brutally murder your thirst, and their infinitely
Infinitely
recyclable cans are helping to bring death to plastic bottles.
You may not realize this. If you don't recycle, then your stuff's not getting recycled. If you do recycle, there's a pretty good chance your plastic bottles still aren't getting recycled. Sadly, lots of places just throw all the plastic recycling in a landfill because it's not profitable for them to recycle it. This is infinitely recyclable, and when you buy this, Liquid Death makes a payment to help get some of the plastic off the mean streets and into recycling plants as well. Boy, are you enjoying that drink, Jason.
Murdered. It really looks like beer. You can mess with people who don't know it's water. Give it to your kids. Drink while pregnant. Drink at 9 a.m. while jogging.
Can I say something real talk about Liquid Death? I was thinking about something. Jason, you are the reason why they now sell Liquid Death at the world-famous Rainbow Bar and Grill on Sunset Strip, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Hear me out, folks. I was in the bar at the Rainbow the other day. Lemmy of Motorhead went there. Everybody knows this. For years, every single day he was not on tour. Lemmy, R.I.P., no longer with us, refused to drink anything that wasn't Jack Daniels. There's a story out there, I believe it's true, towards the end of his life, doctors begged him to add ice cubes to his Jack Daniels so he would get some water. I can't prove it, but I have a feeling if they'd had Liquid Death at the Rainbow when Lemmy was still alive, he probably would have drank this water.
Are you saying we killed Lemmy?
I'm saying Lemmy would still be alive if only Liquid Death had arrived in time.
Wow, what a great story that is, Michael, to refresh your palates.
Don't be like Lemmy. Drink Liquid Death. You can get it all over the place. It's
Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. You can order it. Mm-hmm. And any retailer near you, listeners get 20% off with their first order. Death. The dogs are excited about it. Death. Sorry.
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death apparel. Purchase available exclusively at liquiddeath.com/Ellis. Wow. Exclusions may apply. That's liquiddeath.com/Ellis. Everybody that listens to the show, liquiddeath.com/Ellis. Go there, get cool drinks, hydrate yourself, and help the show.
I'll bet the craziest one that you got of your whole body was the heart on your face. Was that the most nerve-wracking?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not that worried about my face. Actually, I took photos the other day with some really good photographer, and I looked hot. So I don't think I'm as ugly as I thought I was like a week ago.
Good.
Yeah, I feel like I might be, for my age, I think I might be like kind of handsome.
You're good looking.
I think it's guapo.
You're a
in
stud.
Spanish.
Yeah. 51.
I learned that the other day. What?
51.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right?
Hey, cool life. Cool life.
Not right. It's pretty. I was crying in the cold plunge this morning. It's not that great right now.
No, you have a cool life. Because now it's cool to be yourself and this and that. But before, no one was really themselves. You had to do like the normal by the book stuff. But you and your crew just always did whatever the hell you wanted.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to die not being me.
Yeah. And back then, 90s, no one was really saying F this and tattoos and pranking, you guys are legends for that.
I'm going to say thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, and it inspired me because growing up a skater, skaters never gave a hell.
Yeah.
You know?
That flowed really well, Didn't seem like
But
seems like
how-
you say that all the time.
That's how I
Sounds like
got
skaters.
that's how I got my attitude of just be yourself, who cares,
right.
from skaters. So,
And the nightlife.
yeah. And then
So, go ahead, Michael.
Is there any particular reason you never tried cocaine? You seem like a natural person to at least.
yeah, everyone already
dabble.
thinks I'm on cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, and
Like Whitney Cummings.
yeah, exactly.
But she's not.
She's not either.
Eh.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Doing the clubs my whole life, I'm out all the time, and people on coke suck.
How did you not get tired?
I don't get from people. I'm like a super extrovert. If I'm around people, I can not sleep for 3 days. If I'm alone, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So if I'm at a club with people, I'm wide awake. I'm always the last one to leave the after party, and
Yeah.
I don't do any drugs. No Red Bull, nothing. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
I get energy.
I feel like that could be the reason that you were so successful, because to be a promoter, you're out there, you're late, then you get a little messy, You're not thinking as sharply. And if you're completely sober but you're full of beans, making it through the whole night, interacting with everybody, then you're running a tight ship and you're doing all the things that all these partied out people you think are the only people that are doing it, because how could you be motivated 4 a.m. to like be like, yeah, man, totally, let's network or something. You're like, But if you can do that without drugs, that's a rare breed.
I used to be like an alcoholic though, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was a big vodka guy.
Are you not a drinker at all now?
You know what? Now that I have a girlfriend, I haven't had a girlfriend in like 4 or 5 years.
Is that because you could always sleep with like a lot of really pretty people, and it was like, why would I sleep with one pretty person when I could sleep with like a lot of pretty people?
Yes.
Right, because that doesn't make you a bad person.
Particularly at a certain age.
No, to be honest, I feel like when I'm in a relationship, I stop chasing the dream, and I just kind of, I look at my friends that are really, they're just kind of plateau to their best year right before they got, and I used to have girlfriends, and I work hard, and when I'm in a relationship, I don't. I'm on the couch watching my show with my muffin and rubbing her back. What is
you're
that?
Gayer than me, that's for sure.
But when you're single, you're grinding because all you have is your insecurity of who you are.
Yeah.
So you're working out, you're trying to build businesses, you're trying to. So I was scared of that, to be honest.
But now you've got a girlfriend that you still stay on the grind.
Yeah, because she's so much better and hotter and cooler and richer and greater than me.
She's richer than you.
Yeah. She's just,
What's that like?
she's just better at life.
Does she buy you like expensive things?
I think now I might have passed her, but that's the grind. It's like I got to keep this
you're
girl.
Both rich. Man, that's so hard.
You guys probably have cool stuff, huh?
Not really.
You ever like just?
She's
throw
got,
money,
like,
you ever
the-
throw money at each other?
Oh my God, no. I'm not rich. I'm not rich at all.
Shit, right.
I'm happy.
In
like-
LA, that's rich.
It's starting to. She has I drive an Audi Q5. She drives a G-Wagon. So.
Q5's a nice car.
No, it's a soccer mom car. I got it because I thought it was cool, a German car, cool, and everyone just made fun of me. So I gotta get rid of that.
It's not cool.
Apparently not. I thought it was.
Somebody tried to make fun of my car the other day on social media. Like he's like, "You got a BMW, ha ha." And I was like,
What?
It's a M3.
No, see,
stick shift.
that's a nice car.
You're my bitch. Everyone is like,
Yeah.
you can't beat me. Like, I'll like school Lambos.
Yeah, that's cool. I gotta upgrade.
Unless we get on the freeway.
But because I'm chasing my girlfriend who's so out of my league, I'm actually working harder than when I was single.
wow, so you're insecure too, because you're not out of her league. I saw you guys. It was even Stevens. If I don't want to bum her, like if
Thank
any-
you.
you
Thank
were you look like hotter than not. Don't
As
get
a,
weird.
as a
I appreciate
bisexual
that.
man.
Yeah, I know. As half a gay, you looked hotter than she did.
I appreciate that.
But you're my friend, so I don't look at it. Don't get weird. It's okay.
You know what? Sub to her OnlyFans. It's lovely.
Yeah, okay. I would.
Yeah, at Baby Bree. I get
She do well on there.
Yeah, she just started 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I convinced
How
her
is
to.
that for her to all of a sudden? Is she doing like sexual things on there?
So it's as sexual as you can get without no nips, no puss.
Oh,
Yeah,
but because she's super hot, you make money doing that, huh?
right. And
like I got to show you the whole.
like someone
know?
just messaged her. Someone messaged her yesterday.
I need like a dick like with a camera on the end of it.
Yeah, you
to
work
make
hard for the money.
Thank you, Michael. I'm a hustler.
She's like, look, my first custom request. Someone said, can I give you $500 to shame my tiny cock?
Yeah, man. Nobody's.
What is that?
That's a really good deal.
That's
If anybody wants me to shame their penis for $500,
what is that?
Wolfmate on OnlyFans.
How do they get off on getting shamed? I would want to
Oh,
pay
you
a
don't
girl.
know about those people?
It's weird. I would want someone
Wait,
to
you
say
don't know,
it's not
you haven't
that
had one of
bad.
those people on your podcast?
The girls tell me all the time one of their biggest earning thing is small dick shaming. But
Yeah.
I think those guys that pay for it are fucking weirdos.
Would you have a guy on there that is a professional
Shamey?
Shamey, yeah.
I would love to.
Because I found them to be. I had a dominatrix.
You know these guys?
Yeah, well, kind of. I have a dominatrix friend. She moved, but I would see her every now and then, and she would, whip me and torture my penis and all that stuff. But then she would talk about these other people, other clients, like successful businessmen, that would go in there and be put in a cage, little cage, for hours, and she'd have an alarm that would go off and wake her up. And then she'd wake up, go in there, pull him out of the cage, beat his ass, then put him back in there, lock him up for another 4 hours, then bring a guy to put his dick in the cage, and the guy had to suck him, and then once again locked up, shut up, to the point where at one point the alarm went off and she didn't wake up from the alarm, and he was screaming in the room for her to wake up to come in and beat him again.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
And
the kink, because to me,
and he's signing the checks after. Thank you, good work. I loved when you really punched me in the face and raped my wife. You did a great.
They didn't do that bit, but yes,
A lot of it is rape fetish. You know, they want to see their wives get raped in a cage.
This episode is crushed. But
You guys want to watch some snuff films?
What's that? But I don't get that. And, you know, wouldn't you want someone to say the other way?
I get it.
You know, I want to watch you fuck your wife. Yeah, you're doing so good. Or, yeah, your dick's not that bad. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, why is that not at least as big a fact?
It's not even a thing.
There's something out there for everybody. You think of the weirdest thing, there's somebody out there that's paying for it. I get that. But wouldn't there be at least as many guys who are like, it's not all that great, but I've got some disposable cash. I'm going to pay this hot woman to go, solid dick, bro.
Yeah.
How come that guy doesn't even exist?
Yeah, go get him, Tiger.
Gotta be
That doesn't exist. No one's ever paid a girl to say your dick looks not too bad. But they paid us, you little humiliated.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't that everybody that gets a prostitute? Because think about everybody else. They want the girl to say nice things about them. And I would say 80 to 85% of the time, none of them are attractive.
It's true.
So
I feel
like when you're like, why do the guys want to hear flattering things from girls that we pay money to have sex with? Everybody does.
They're having sex with them.
It's like the 1%ers that are like, tell me that I'm a piece of shit.
Right.
Like that's not a regular. That's a one-off. Yeah.
And it's often very successful CEOs or politicians.
Yeah, because they want to switch it up.
I guess. Yeah,
You've
they
had
walk
enough,
around big
you've had
boy
enough
all-
of the norm of running everybody. You want to be on the other end of it.
I guess it's
And it's secret. It's not in front of everybody. So you get it out of your system, and then you go back to being the boss. I totally understand.
I know a girl. She gets paid 6,000 Canadian a month, so I guess that'd be $4,000. And that's all she does. I'm like, what do you do all day? She goes, if I tell you. So I won't say her name, but she just goes over to the CEO's house, and they talk, and he likes the company, and then he goes under a coffee table, and it's right here on his face, and she poops on it right in front of his face, and then boom, she gets $6,000 a month, and she just goes over once a week, and she poops right in front of his face. They don't even have sex. What? And he's apparently a big politician. I would know who he is, apparently.
I knew something was up with Justin Trudeau.
I know, right?
He's just got like a almost poop on me kind of face.
He does, right?
I would like to poop on Trudeau's face.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
right?
take that, libtards.
Nothing makes me want to shit on a face more than Justin Trudeau. I don't care at all.
Yeah. I have absolutely
At all.
no
Yeah.
idea what I'm talking about.
I did stand up in Calgary the other day, and the guy before me was doing some Trudeau jokes.
Yeah.
And when I went up there, I was like, guys, am I right? That Trudeau guy, like, what a piece of shit, you know? Like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know who I'm talking about, but maybe not. I just wanted to make, like, some Canadian relating jokes.
It was in Canada, the show?
Yeah. I was like, boy, that guy's racist, right? Everyone was like, yeah.
People love to hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
cool.
no, but it's most in the middle they do. It's very parallel to what we have
It's like
going
Trump's
on,
first year with the other side.
because
It was cool to hate Trump.
Because we did a bunch of radio
we all
shows
hate
a couple
Trudeau.
of years ago. Trudeau was already, I think he had been elected in the last 12 months or whatever, and we did some shows. And we're literally like, we have no idea. We're like Borat. We're like, hot dog, cheeseburger. We're like in Vancouver, and we're like, Trudeau. People are like, yeah. And we're like, okay.
Who do you think
and then we go
who
like,
do you think has a bigger dick, you or Justin Trudeau?
I think I do more than
Right.
Trudeau. Yeah, I don't think he's a big pecker guy.
Right.
Yeah. But his
Would it
dad...
bum you out to know that he's swinging dong?
What does that mean? Oh, like
He's
smashing?
packing.
Oh, yeah, that would bother me.
Right.
I would lose one night of sleep over it.
Right. That's fair.
But his dad used to put it down, though. His dad's a legend. His dad used to smash, like...
Well, the apple doesn't... I
Wait.
mean, when it comes to dicks, like that... Because I didn't know my dick was
his
big.
dad smashed Marilyn Monroe.
Pierre Trudeau.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe was dead when Pierre Trudeau was born.
It's one of those
You're
ones.
thinking of JFK.
No, but Pierre Trudeau used to smash... Marilyn Monroe or one of those girls. One of the
We
icons.
can't do Marilyn Monroe or one of those girls.
Wasn't Pierre Trudeau the prime minister in like the 90s?
No, not the night. Maybe. No, No, because Justin Trudeau's 50.
Yeah.
So it would have had to be. Yeah, I think I'm completely wrong about
Yeah,
this.
no, you are. 'Cause,
Yeah.
his dad. Would
But his
have to
dad
be-
smashed someone really cool, and they had to put her in a trunk to get through
like-
security.
Avril Lavigne,
Yeah, right. John Jett, maybe.
Shania Twain,
Yeah.
Maybe it was Shania.
maybe.
Yeah.
Man, do you see? What's her name? Died.
Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Sad.
Sorry, everybody. I know this. You already know this, but
It's hitting us pretty hard over here.
yeah, I was pretty shocked.
She was pretty cool.
Do you know who that is?
Rolling on a river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you barely know who that is.
Barely know who that is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she just died by. How'd she die?
I think it's just could be.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
It was a foot in the rectum.
She died foot fucking herself. Yeah, no. If I had a dime for every movie star that did, musician. She's a shining star. She moved to France, right?
Switzerland, I believe.
Right.
But you guys are like actually like sad.
Do you know who Ike Turner is?
Yeah,
Well, who's he?
he's Ike Turner was a boxer.
I mean,
Kind of.
The context.
I mean, he's undefeated against
against his ex-wife.
against his ex-wife.
How do I
Yeah.
know Ike Turner? Why do I know that name so well?
Because Ike Turner was known for punching Tina Turner.
Okay, you see the correlation in my
Yeah,
stupid
no,
little
that's
brain?
when you said boxer. I'm like, kinda.
Okay, that's okay.
He boxes women.
Close to right.
Yeah.
They were a musical act together, Ike and Tina Turner,
Ah.
and it was an abusive relationship that she escaped from, reinventing herself as a solo artist, memorably chronicled in the Oscar-winning movie What's Love Got to Do with It, where she was portrayed by Angela Bassett.
You guys are fans.
Yeah.
Not really.
I mean, she was. Yeah, good point. Not really. It was just we're from an era where she was like, the queen, so we had to respect her.
Yeah.
And
Right.
now we have Angela White,
Who's that?
my favorite porn star.
Oh, she doesn't sing.
No. Wow. She's sung.
So you really like porn stars? Like you're a fan of certain girls?
Now that you're in a relationship, are you still a chronic masturbator?
Okay, great question.
you.
So my girlfriend thinks I'm porn obsessed. And I'm like, I'm not. I can't. I got into this by accident because I see the other dudes doing the stuff around it. And I'm like, okay, he's a business guy, comedian guy. He's obsessed with porn. I'm not the obsessive porn guy. I ended up here from my grandpa eating the pubes.
Yeah.
It was an accident. So I'm
Yeah.
not obsessed, but I jerked off like the rest of us. So I had my top 3, top 5, top 20, top 50,
Can you tell
whatever.
Jason the creation myth with you and meeting Mia Malkova?
Yeah, so that was actually really cool. How we got our first porn star. She was my all-time favorite. Big time.
Yeah.
See, my girlfriend hates when I tell. The rule is I can't say. I used to start the show with I've jerked off to you 7,050 times. You know, I'd make up a number.
Yeah.
Try to ballpark it. But I don't flirt with them. I don't say I love their scenes anymore. I don't say I jerk off to them this many times. There's rules now with the wifey, and I respect them. I respect it. She puts up with.
Are you married?
No.
Oh, okay.
But we live together.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mia Malkova is my all-time goat, though. You know, we all have our goat. Who's yours?
Yeah, I don't have that.
You don't have like your like.
I mean, I guess. What's her name? Goth Charlotte is somebody I've always wanted to bang.
God, Charlotte.
I'm more of a tattooed.
Okay.
I don't
Christy
really-
Mack. You must like Christy Mack.
Oh.
I mean, she's really hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So me, it's
She
like
scares me.
you know, all the girls have gotten like 500 jerks each spread out, but then Mia Malkova was like 26,452 jerks.
Okay.
You know, she was my main
Yeah.
my main one. This is before I met the love of my life, Bree, and I feel bad telling the story.
Oh my god! Holy eggshells!
Don't
I'm
worry,
not.
YouTube
I'm
is-
not detecting anything bad here, dude. I think you can just tell the story. You don't have to cover yourself.
Yeah, bearing in
Man.
mind, YouTube is going to bury this episode so hard she'll never
Oh, yeah.
see it.
She's not gonna type it in. You're fine. Anyway, you like this porn star?
I like this porn star, and you know, I took a little break from her because usually I date them for like months at a time. In my head, you know, I'm like I'm only on one girl at a time. I'm like monogamous with
Man,
my
you
jerking.
are kind
Yeah,
of
right.
a little into
It's
porn.
fun to do it that way, you know. It's like, oh, I have a little date with Jessa Rhodes tonight.
Sure.
What?
This is the
We're-
Stalky thing coming back.
Yeah. What do you when you say date? You
Guys
mean,
do that. You get obsessed with like one porn star that you jerk to, and then you just kind of do it to them, and then you move on to a next. You know, it's
I
kinda,
never did that.
I've never been a monogamous masturbator.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, dude. I just feel like
Yeah.
Oh, well.
If guys can pay money to get their dicks insulted, you can do whatever the hell it is you like.
yeah.
So Mia was like the girl that I was like on and off with my whole life, you know? Like between girls that I was like monogamously jerking off to, I'd go back to the ex, it felt like, you know, Mia Malkova.
Wow.
She's always there for me. You know, we always took each other
Wow,
back.
you are like a real jerk off guy, huh? That is a lot. That's a lot.
Do you have like a routine? Do you have like a particular lotion you go through?
Is there a room where you watch those?
I only recently started the toy. And
Oh, you do the
yo, it's unreal. It's so, like 2 months ago I started it. Never tried it. Didn't want to
Wait,
get addicted.
how-
Got addicted.
you don't. How many times do you use that?
No,
Like, you
now
bang
I-
your chick and use that same day.
No, like I'll jerk off twice a week now. It's low.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you know, she's out of town doing a shoot or whatever. And that often I'll even jerk off to my girl.
Doing what? Where?
She sends me amazing nudes.
Oh, okay, then that's cool.
So, you know, I'll tell her like this one I just did for you, baby. And I'll,
Yeah,
you know.
dude, getting a message from somebody direct to you of the nude versus like one that's up on Twitter or something is
So
yeah,
hot.
Like it's
Yeah,
night
it's-
and day what my penis thinks of it.
Yo, fact.
Like people send me photos to jerk off to, and then I see that they posted it on their freaking. I'm like, oh man,
I'm pissed too.
yeah.
I
I'm
want
like,
it for
you know
me.
What? Don't worry about it.
The worst is when you save it to.
I'll fucking do it myself.
Do you know this trick? You save it to your camera roll, and then it'll tell you at the top when it was taken. So if a girl sends you a nude and you're like, oh, thank you, baby, you know, then you save it to your camera roll and it says like August 2018. You're like, you bitch.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that
I don't need to know that.
It's a tough game to play with yourself.
I'm easily butthurt.
It's
right?
like rolling the dice, you know.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to find out that it was like
Yeah.
an old photo. I'm like, oh man.
yeah. Who
don't worry.
was this for?
Yeah. Oh.
You went a little crazy here, baby.
Yeah. Ew. Can't send
You know,
one to somebody.
if
and
it's
then
a little like, it's like okay, I'll take that. But if they're doing some shit,
Yeah.
it's like you guys were going crazy.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So
She's
Mia,
sitting in a sob in this picture.
Yeah. Who drives a Saab?
They don't even make those anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mia, I one day I just threw it back to her. It took like a few years off, and I was like, you know what? It's been a while. I'm seeing the ex, Mia Malkova, my jerk off ex, and you know, like 18 videos. I was like, oh, I missed you, you know, and just really went to town that day. And would you imagine on that day, an hour later, I get a FaceTime call. I was able to get TikToks back in the day. We can talk, and hey, my friend here, her TikTok went down. Can you get it back? I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. Just, okay, do you want to just meet her? Okay. Boom, Mia Malkova.
Nah.
I'm like, oh my God, we just made love all morning.
Yeah. You
know?
didn't say that, right?
No.
Right.
I told her later.
Right. But not right
Yeah.
then.
And she goes, oh, okay, we're shooting at this house. You want to come talk about it? Craziest thing ever. On that day. So drove there, helped her with her TikTok, and then she did the show. That was the deal. And
You did the show in that, like you brought
No,
the
we
show
did it
to
like
her?
the week
Okay,
later. Yeah,
right.
yeah. And then after that was our first porn star, and it was Mia Malkova.
Yeah.
Who's I think she has the most views of all time, or top 3.
Okay.
She's big. And then it was just easy to get porn guests after. We did Mia. You want to come on? Yeah, of course, Mia.
So that changed the whole dynamic
Changed
of the show.
Everything. That's the
You were like, let's just stick with that.
biggest day of my life.
Do you ever have people on that aren't porn stars?
Sometimes, yeah.
But very rarely now.
Yeah, now I
And it's mainly girls, right?
it's mainly, you know what, my audience 95% men.
Right.
I thought it was girls. I thought I had to try to look cute and do no one cares what I look like.
That's not true.
You know? So it's all girls. I'll try to get on like a big celebrity dude sometimes. Not big celebrity, but like, and they don't care. They're like, no. They'd rather a low OnlyFans girl than like, I don't know. You know.
And what is and what do you think it is that the fans like about it? Like because it's obviously like a girl, you talking to the girl about the career. Is it more about the stories, the inner, like how difficult her job is, or day-to-day life? Like what is the thing that people you find enjoy the most from it?
Yeah, so it's very popular to interview porn stars now, as you know. Like everyone's doing podcasts, and porn stars want to do porn podcasts. So, you know, it's very popular. But I do it very different. A lot of guys will do the whole, you know, they'll beg to get a porn star on their show, and then they'll so what's your relationship like with your dad? You know, they'll ask those cheesy questions.
Yeah. Being
Shut
insulting.
up.
Yeah.
I praise them, and you know, it's like a comedy praising. So it's different than, and they all try to have sex with them. A lot of them try to make moves, and they
Yeah.
get creepy. You know, I have that rule: don't hit on them, praise them, and just crack jokes with them. So that's why we're different, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I did this like 15 years ago, and it was cool for a minute, and then it became not cool. I don't know what happened or how it happened, but the fans got grouped up and was like, they were mad at me for doing it anymore.
Really?
And I remember I was married. I definitely wasn't trying to bang anybody. I remember a few of them wanted to bang me, and I was like, I want to, but no, I can't. Like, please don't offer it to me.
Yeah.
It's just you're making my life hell.
Their stories are just, I find, so interesting compared to, how was the tour? Oh, it was great. We had a couple of shows in Chicago and it was sold out. Cool. How was your day yesterday? 888.
Yeah.
Jason Ellis put his foot up my ass. That's fun.
Like Belladonna was always fun. She'd
Yeah.
always tell a story where we could all go, "Oh my God, that can't be real."
I think maybe what you have going for you is that it's like it's a niche, and the people who are going there for that. It's like kind of like you used to talk about Supercross, like moto stuff on the show, and it's like there's people who want that, but there's probably more people who don't want that. If it was like Welcome to the Moto Show, great. People who there's some dudes who want porn all the time and you're there for them, and there's some dudes who just occasionally want porn, but when they want porn, they come to
And that's why
people don't always come to the
I
show
do well
for
with
that.
sponsors because
You're targeted.
I'm this. So sex toys and adult content websites, I'm their guy.
Yeah.
No one else really doing it. So I'm not gonna make Logan Paul money ever or anything like that, just having a normal podcast. But I'm the sex guy, so sex stuff.
Could be worse.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I haven't-
couldn't be better if you ask me.
It worked out.
Yeah.
I was like worried the whole time. I'm like, am I gonna have to pay all this money every month and get a normal job to pay the podcast every month? What's the point? What the hell am I doing it for?
I feel like if you don't think that a couple of times, you're not a podcaster.
Yo, it's so expensive and so much work.
Yes.
The most work.
Well,
How many shows do you
people
have?
with actual jobs might quibble with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a guy.
I'd say doing a podcast, if you do it alone, it's like 30 hours a week. I'd say. If you take account everything,
yeah. I don't stop.
It's so much work. And people always start. I saw a thing, 95% of podcasts don't make it to episode 10. Because everyone's like, oh, it's cool, it's fun.
Right.
First, you don't get viewers.
Yep.
No matter how famous you are, your first few episodes, no one's really going to care.
Yeah.
You have to work it.
To me, like, it reminds me of when I was a kid, I was in bands. Like, you might tell me that there's 10,000 bands, rock bands in New York, but, like, go play shows. Like, the first 3 are hammered on stage and are arguing with each other. There's not really 10,000 bands. There's, like, 50. And you start to know each other. Like, oh, we're the guys who actually have a half a clue and haven't broken up and sort of know what we're doing and have a couple fans.
Good,
like,
great analogy.
The actual number of new pods on iTunes or Spotify is totally misleading.
Right.
There's very few people with a plan.
Yeah, 3 million in the U.S. now. Podcasts.
Right, sure. But most of them were abandoned as soon as they...
Oh, yeah.
It's like the old, like the blog sites, like GeoCities and stuff.
Like,
it's
just
like
clipping a
graveyard.
podcast is so much work.
Yeah.
Making your social media clips. Then posting them on all the platforms. Like, that's a whole job.
Doing a bad job is very time consuming. Like, even just doing that bare minimum of just having the clip, like, did you see that show? Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I thought it sucked too.
Yeah.
This week on blah, blah, blah. That takes hours and it sucks.
That's what we put all of our focus into is clips.
Yeah.
That's
You doing live appearances?
We just did one live on... No, I haven't yet. I want to do the Comedy Store. It's my dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. That sounds like a fantasy from like man.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
You know?
I just want to do shows at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
That's
like a
I mean,
dream.
I've done it a few times, but it's still.
You've done the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
See, it's like a little kid dream.
I go there and just stand in the corner a lot.
I go there twice, 2-3 times a month. I'm a comedy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doing your show would make sense in front of a studio
I
audience.
want to do a big, full production.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 3 hours.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I know. But it's like I look at it every day. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm always busy with some bullshit.
Well, I was gonna say if you're busy making a bunch of money right now, then there's not really a point to be like, wait, what about outside the box? Another thing that adds more work.
Exactly.
Like if you're already flat out, then why would you
like
add
I've been trying to launch my merch for a year, and I'm like, tomorrow I'll do this. Tomorrow I'll do it. Like I haven't even launched it yet.
You haven't?
No,
You seem like a guy that would for sure have that.
I know, but I want to do it so cool, like do like a clothing line.
Yeah.
But you know how much that's a whole other business.
Yeah. No, I have one, and it's a nightmare.
It's so much work.
Yeah. And that's the other thing you got to watch is you have that, but then you have all these other things, so you forget about that for a while. And then you go back to it, and you're like, dude, I should have been back here earlier. Like this is this is not up to speed. Like I'm updating all my line right now, and I would say a year ago,
You're owning a
I
clothing
didn't
line.
like my line
Yeah.
because it was like, that's been looking like that for like 3 years. Like,
Yeah.
we need to change the face of it and keep up.
So now you own a clothing line, and now you're running that too.
Yeah.
You know, all these little departments are separate. Like the whole sponsor brand deal thing, that's the whole business.
Yeah.
And then booking guests and scheduling and doing the filming, that's a whole business.
Yeah.
Post production for the YouTube and the audio, that's a whole. And then the clipping and then the posting, it's like 8 different departments that are almost full time. It feels like.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, I
But
should
it's
start
also
a pod.
very fulfilling. I mean, you're talking about doing a lot of jobs that, you know, like Tully was saying, there's people out there that work 18 hours and none of it's good. It's all bad.
Yeah.
You know, bad weather, bad, you know, you're freezing your ass off, your bus sucks, you know what I mean, the conditions suck. You get paid jack shit, like all those things. Because I remember having a job. I remember having a job that was so bad that I was willing to go to hospital 4 times a year for skateboarding, because I remember saying to myself, if you don't become a pro skateboarder and this is your life, you won't last.
Yeah.
You can't take this.
Were pro skaters, did you make money as a pro skater?
Yeah. But I mean, I was top 10 though.
Okay.
I was like top 5 for a little bit.
So that it's like you.
If you make it to top 5, even in the, well, no, there was a really bad era, like where Tony was like the only person that was getting paid, and he was making about $2,000 a month. And
$2,000 a month?
Yeah, and the rest of us were making zero.
This
Nothing.
is early.
This was after the first heyday faded. After the 80s, with the Bones Brigade went off the cliff, that's when everybody in skateboarding started making nothing. Then street skating kind of got a little bit bigger, but even the guys that were street guys, they weren't making a bunch of money.
I can't imagine.
But then it went back up, you know, and then all of a sudden it was like action sports, and vert dudes were getting, you know, 10, 20 grand a month from Mountain Dew. But once again, only like 5 or 6 of us were getting that kind of money.
Right.
And then if you're like 7th to 15th,
Different tier.
you're making about $2,500 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I was making about 6 or 7 for a minute, and then I was starting to suck and getting kicked off people, and then I got a gig being an announcer at the X Games, and then I did the Tony Hawk tour, and they were like, do you want to be on the tour, the whole tour, being an announcer and a skater? And I was
cool.
like, yeah. And then that like brought my worth up. And then DC, Ken Block was like, hey, man, we want to sponsor you. And I was like, but you have Danny and Colin. He's like, yeah, no, I don't want to be offensive. This is not really for skating. This is more, we want you on the team with your vibe. You know what I mean? Obviously, Danny and Colin skate with you all the time, but it's more about,
That's what it was.
we
It was
just want to see you
the
on there. It was
personality
kind of,
guys.
I kind of became an influencer of sorts.
That's what it is.
Right.
Like, Bam was
the money
never
that
a
he
great
offered
skater.
me. The money he offered me was more money than I'd ever been paid to be a skateboarder in my life.
Because you're a skater
So
that-
the insult of like, we want you to be an influencer was completely evened out by, we're going to pay you this much money a month. And I was like, yeah, influencer. Yeah, Danny's got it. I'm cool. But it also got me on the mega ramp. I was the second person to jump the mega ramp because Danny would only let me go with him.
Yeah.
So I got to do things. That ramp cost $1 million to build.
No,
and I got to jump it.
You get paid per person. Like that's the game. Look at
Yeah.
McGregor. He has no business being the highest paid athlete in the world, but he can crack jokes.
Fair enough.
You know, Bam was he ever a good
he was,
skater?
I mean, yes, he was a good skater, but was he like a high level guy? No, not at all.
You know what I mean? But he could crack jokes, and that's what
Yeah.
it is.
He was colorful.
Even athletes like Odell Beckham, is he the biggest receiver? No, he's just that dude.
Yeah.
It's person. Dennis Rodman. You know what I mean?
Well, Dennis Rodman was,
He was good at basketball.
yeah, really good.
Speaking of working hard, we have to do another show starting shortly, so we need to wrap this with
This
that.
was lovely.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Jason Ellis, I'd like to invite you to host. This is a big guest who lives very far away. She's in town next week to host Gina Valentina with me. She's a big porn star. on June 8th at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I would love to have you co-host with
Nuh-uh.
me. Okay.
Are we going to see a vagina?
No.
Ah.
See, this is the people we don't want on the show.
Right. Well, I didn't ask it on the show. That was before we started.
But we'd love,
I like your odds. I like it.
would love to have you host it with me, Jason Ellis.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being on the show. Check out all his stuff if you haven't.
Yeah, Pillow Talk with Ryan.
That's right. And patreon.com/EllisMate because we do way more shows on there. Have a good one, everybody. Don't die.